Hey everybody, it's Marty, the JavaScript party, and my buddy Rhett. Yeah, yeah. So I tried something different with lighting today. My son, I don't know, it was probably about 4 or 5 years ago, gave me this as one of my Christmas presents. Is this moon thing? I don't know, for some reason he just thought it was really, really cool, and I was just kind of like, meh. But it's pretty cool, right? Like you can use it to make a nice soft white light. And that's awesome. So, anyways, I set that right there. And I used to have another light that was there. I thought that was a bit much. I don't know. We'll see. I think this is nice. Anyways, I think I've gone, and I knew I had a little bit of a fear. Um, was that my render service probably should not have been generating a render ID. And really, what I should do is get an ID, like say create renderer, and um, and take an ID, and then um, and then create the dictionary in here. I think it makes sense to have a dictionary of all the renderers in there. Maybe not. I don't know. But um, and I think the problem with this was that, well, I probably want to create my ST, my show date and time stuff before I create actual ThreeJS things. So, anyways, so I think that will end up causing a bit of a change in the code. It's definitely easier to do that now than after. But in the meantime, let's just go down that path and do that with cameras. So I'm going to create an S. So right now I have this sort of render service, I think, that gets you a base renderer. And it would kind of be nice if I already had the camera ID here. And then when I go to create a ThreeJS camera, I say, hey, this is the ID I want you to use. Because ThreeJS makes its own IDs. I don't really, it doesn't make sense to make IDs over there. But I did learn in the last, Rhett, you are starting to become a bit of an issue here, girl. You trying to be an issue? I guess that's a yes. Um, but anyways, yeah. So I don't know. I think I'm going to go down that path. We are in a bit of a diverged path here, where like I don't think the pattern. I don't think this is a good pattern, basically. And I'm not gonna continue with this pattern. Of creating the ID over here with camera. And then if I like the way camera looks and feels, and if I like the way, and I'm going to do something similar, if I like the way the scene looks and feels, then I'll probably uh, redo render to be more like the way I envision the ST camera and scene. So, anyways, without further ado, we will go into our packages so we can generate our new ST camera service. So let's see, ST. So those are interfaces. S animation. Oh, ST render. So that's a cool way to do that. Control copy, comma, Control V, get rid of that. ST camera. And ST camera. Now the ST camera will, well, we'll run that. We'll just run it. Run it. Run it. Run it. npm run st no sst camera. So my German Shepherd's laying over there relaxing. I don't think she's feeling very well today, but she's laying there, and my bird is talking to her. But let's see. Run this. We're gonna expect this. Man, I have a lot of files here. I'm up to 28 files that are changed. And I don't think I'll end up doing a commit with all 28. I might end up doing a commit with all 28, but my guess is I'll probably end up doing a commit with um, in pieces, you know. But so okay, here's our camera, and so basically in the camera service, I want to um, basically sort of emulate this, where I say create camera, and then it's going to create an ID. So I'm going to want this, and I want to. I don't know if I want a camera dictionary. I think I'll probably want a camera dictionary over here, and I probably should have done that over here. I should have had a render dictionary. Yeah, so I want to. I just don't know if I should go ahead and do that now. So get base renderer. Do I? Okay, I can't remember if I use the base renderer over here now. See, I don't use the base renderer. I don't use get base renderer in this one. I only use it in the component. Yeah, I think I should get the base renderer. So let's refactor the app to use the get base renderer. But oh, the thing with the get, okay, so we can still get the base renderer, which will have the camera and the scene in there, and then we'll yeah, so we can't do that. Well, we could do it, but we'll have to do that a little later. Okay, so our camera service is gonna kind of be a hybrid between sort of something like this, where we do a get base camera, and then something like this, where we get the ID and we have our camera dictionary and all that. And yeah, I'm not sure. We probably should have a dictionary over here too. I'm just trying to think of like if it's going to be hard to keep those synced up, and I don't think it will. So I'm just going to copy both of these over here. I'm going to go to my camera service, and then I'm going to have it import that, and I'm going to have it import inject. Now you have to be a little careful. Sometimes it'll grab it from the wrong place. Yep. So we want it from core, and then we want to name this our ST camera dictionary. Dictionary, and then we're going to have like a get base camera. And this thing is going to return an ST camera. Let's see. And it seems to have recognized that. Oh, and it did it for me. And then I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to go into our get base renderer. And I'm just going to create one of these guys. And then I'm going to return our ST camera. All right, so we definitely need our aspect ratio to be passed in. So and that is going to be a number. And So then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our new ID. And that's going to be equal to this dot recycle service sequence, and I don't remember what we passed this thing. Oh, service is not, you can't just call it straight away, as if. And we're going to say generate ID. And then we are going to set the cameras ST camera ID equal to the camera ID, comma. Now that is broken because ST camera doesn't have a camera ID. And that's going to be a number. Now when we save this, other things should break. And let's come back over here. Go up to here. Let's go to, so this is our get base renderer. And so now our get base renderer should call. So we should import our camera service into here. Let's add this to our dictionary. This.st camera dictionary camera ID is equal to st camera. And I guess we don't actually want to return a whole st camera. We just want to return the ID. And that's just a number. And we're going to return our ID. And then we're going to add another function that returns the ID. And we're going to say get camera by ID. And that is going to accept an ID, which is the number. And it's going to return an ST camera. And it's going to return ST camera dict ID. And I don't know if that's going to allow that. Oh, it did. And then over here in the render, okay, so we broke this, so we're going to want to get our camera service. We're going to want to inject it very similar to how we did this one. So this is ST camera service. I'm just copying this just to be a little lazy. And this is camera service. ST camera service, and the name of it is service, and then we're gonna use the injector to create one of these things. Angular core, and then we're going to say ST camera ID is equal to this dot ST camera service dot get base camera ID. Oh, and it needs this start aspect. And then camera is equal to this dot st. Oops. I don't know what this parameter thing is. I'm gonna have to dig it. Oh my gosh, that is such a pain in the butt. This backspace dot st camera service dot get camera by ID st camera ID. Oh, equals. And this is an ST camera. All right, so now we got our camera ID and we have our ST camera, and I feel like that's a lot cleaner and easier to deal with than, you know, like the hard wired stuff that we had before. Now other stuff should still be broken because we added that to the interface, the camera ID to it. So let's go ahead and fix that. And it's going to be a very similar fixed. I'm going to say Alt back, grab our thing here, grab a peon, go down in here. There we go. Let's see what we get. We got our blue thing. That's always a warm fuzzy. Kind of take a quick look there. I don't really like the fact that it put it after 3, so let's go ahead and move that. That looks good. Now we're going to get a camera ID. So it's an ST camera ID. Here's where it could get very confusing. It's equal to this dot ST camera service dot get base camera ID. And we have to give it our, I guess it's just going to be width divided by height. And we're just going to get our ST camera by for the ID we just got. Oh, this ST camera service dot get camera by ID. I think that fixes everything. Yep. And it is good to go kind of through that sort of process. Like it sort of gives me a warm fuzzy that like, hey, things work the way I think they work. But in the app, we're getting an ID, and then we're getting our base camera from that, and then for our component, we were able to do a similar thing And so now we have, yeah, so if we go to our component, we're already sort of set up to be able to do something like this because we get an ST um, render set size, ST render. Oh, okay, so we're not using those two yet. So we get an ST renderer up here. Now, I think what we want to do is actually do the ID in the in the renderer, and so basically, but let's go ahead and finish the camera first. I mean, not the camera, the scene first, and see if that still feels good. Right now, I feel like that the getting the doing it the way we did it inside this renderer, where we say, where we get the camera ID, and then from the ST service, makes a lot more sense and feels a lot more right than getting the renderer ID from the three renderer. The three renderer probably shouldn't even have the vaguest idea like how IDs get created or anything like that. Yeah, I do like the fact though that in the three renderer, so let's close the interfaces and just look at the services. In the three renderer, I like the fact that it has a dictionary, but I don't really like the fact that it makes the ID. I would really rather say set or get renderer for ID and then create the dictionary and then create a ThreeJS renderer and return the the renderer, and then have another one for get renderer by ID or for ID, and probably should be by ID. I should stay consistent with that. So let's go ahead and fix that right now. Let's see. I don't know why you're having a problem. Oh, because I clicked the wrong. So that one actually won't change at all. Um, but the one that will change will be, let's go back there. We can go to implementation. It'll be a create renderer for ID, and that this will be identical. But it probably doesn't make sense to return the ID. Probably a void is probably that it probably shouldn't return anything. And then once it's created for the ID, getting it by ID would be the the play. So that is that. 23 minutes. Doing better. Oh, or did I not save? Something else is broken. Let's see. In the app. Let's change this to a buy. Are you ready for us to be done? Is that what's going on there? There we go. So, yeah, so now we're good. Yeah, so tomorrow, I don't know if we'll do the refactor. Probably I'll do the ST scene, which should be pretty simple. ST scene, and then, possibly the refactor for this thing so that we get, so that this thing is what creates the ID and returns stuff. Yeah, that's silly to have to have a render ID before. I should be able to say create a, yeah, this will probably need to be refactored to like create base render, and then it returns an ID, and then get base render or get renderer for ID. It doesn't matter why, if it's a base render or not. Get render by ID, and then and refactor it that way so that so that over here we're getting the IDs. So hopefully I can do those two things tomorrow. But anyways, thanks for watching and happy coding, everybody. Bye.